and welcome back to this show. A man who's going to be on the season 5 finale Sunday night of Ballers, but is on tonight on the Unicorn on CBS, which is a new show that airs every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS and CBS All Access. Good to see you, Omar Miller. How are you, bud?
Great to be here. A little tired, but
What are you tired?
Man, I've been in that rarefied TV air.
Where you're constantly on camera.
You're
constantly shooting
on screen. It's wild.
Do you have kids too, or no?
No kids, not yet. Not that I know about. So if anybody wants to call in, callers, if
844-204-RICH, everybody. We're back in 2 and 2.
Or 1 + 1.
1 + 1. Very good. So you're doing that, but obviously I'm assuming you're off tonight, right? You're not working tonight.
No, I'm about to go to work in a little bit. I just came here. I just snuck down here to hang out with you.
Okay,
we got to get this Unicorn launched, man. This show can actually do something for people.
Well, it's an interesting program because it's a comedy about the lead character, Walton Goggins. He's a year removed from losing his wife after a long marriage.
Yeah.
And you and Rob Corddry play as buddies who are trying to encourage him to get back out there, pretty much.
In life in general, not just in dating, but in life.
Right.
He's kind of neglected himself at this point.
Right. And so do you know anybody like that in your real life? Or
You know what? I met the actual guy that the show was based on.
No kidding.
A cat named Grady, yeah. He's the actual unicorn in real life. And that's how they came up with the concept. It wasn't something they created, per se.
Now, why does he call it a unicorn, pretty much?
Because we actually mentioned that in the pilot. Because for people on the online dating scene, this unicorn is something that almost doesn't exist. A committed middle-aged man who doesn't have a problem with commitment or discipline, who's a good father, has his own job and good credit, and is also doesn't have a lot of miles on his tank, if you will, on his odometer.
So thus he's the unicorn.
Thus he's a unicorn.
Okay. Because, in the sports world, a unicorn is somebody like Porzingis.
Yes.
Right. Or Luka Doncic. He's the unicorn.
Listen, 5'2" guys in baseball like Acuna or Bellinger, Mike Trout.
To say, your guy Bellinger.
Yeah.
Now you're from Anaheim, are you not?
Yes.
Born and raised in Anaheim.
Born and raised in Anaheim Hills.
So why are you wearing a Dodger hat? What's
going on? Man, I have
Did I stroll into some?
It's a deep water here.
Okay.
This will be a long conversation, but. Okay. You know what? I kind of grew up in the both because of my family business and whatnot was all in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And now that I've moved back at home after school and working, I spend all my time in Los Angeles.
Right.
And I started working with the Dodgers on the charity stuff when Don Mattingly was the coach. And they really embraced myself and my brother, and we've been doing stuff with them the whole time. And I was trying to get a 10-day contract by wearing their apparel, and it didn't work out. No, it didn't work. They had a guy at first base. It was weird.
There's a guy at first base, or he's in right field, or he's in center field. I know. That's the amazing thing about Cody Bellinger. Are you nervous about these Washington Nationals coming in tonight?
I'm nervous in general. I've been at Chavez Ravine 2 years straight when somebody else celebrates the World Series on the field. I'm in the front row. And it's a nightmare. I don't want to see it again. I'd rather they get eliminated early than to go to the World Series and get the Buffalo Bills treatment.
There's your guy, Chris. There's your unicorn right here.
I was there last year when the celebration was going on.
Well, I was there. I left. I left. I had the bitter beer face.
Well, the reason why I'm bringing up in terms of unicorn is just based off of the way the Brewers just lost their
heartbreaking.
Right. So you saw that, and the fact that they went 13-2.
13-5 without Bellinger, without Yelich,
right?
Who is the MVP.
And they do all that just to get in the position to be
just
gutted.
To blow it.
So the question was, would you rather your team not put that hope in you as a fan?
No. You still got to make it.
You rather love and lose rather than never loving it all.
100%. I'm a gambler. You never know. Couple pitches bounce, the right way. Couple balls don't roll under people's gloves.
Right.
You guys are facing the Dodgers, and you'll probably get swept. But now we're looking at a national series where the Dodgers better bring their A game, and we seem to have a problem with that. Our stars don't show up.
Well, Turner does, though.
Turner's a big-time ball player.
The Redbeard, man, he should. Usually it's this time of year where we hear he's up there with Ruth and Gehrig in terms of on-base percentage, right? In terms of getting on base in October.
By the way, he's an Orange County native, and he plays the game the right way, which is a baseball term you hear a lot. The Dodgers have a hard time winning because they don't play the game the right way.
Right.
You got guys playing out of position. You're playing an analytics game, which may be good over a 162-game sample, but in 5 and 7 series games, series, 5-7 series game series.
Yes.
It doesn't. There's not enough space for that. You got to play the game the right way. You got to hit the ball the other way. You got to move runners. You have to play the game the right way. And there's a handful of guys who have done it. They got rid of a guy who was clutch last year in Yasiel Puig. So I'm very interested to see if A.J. Pollock can pick up the slack or if the other guys that are there can pick up the slack.
It's funny, Omar Miller here on the Rich Eisen show, you mentioned Puig's name.
Yeah.
That you're genuinely concerned about your Dodgers. But the one thing is that Puig's not here for this time around, and you're pointing that out. It's funny how
I'm pointing
Puig
that out because, for one, nobody talks about it, but he should have been the MVP of the National League Championship Series last year. They gave it to Cody Bellinger in one of those, in my opinion, political things where, they knew he's the next guy and whatnot.
They give it to the unicorn.
They give it to the unicorn.
Right.
They have to. It's self-preservation. You know what I mean? It's smart, but at the same time, last year, Puig got his game together and he showed up. Now, I'm not in the locker room. I don't know what's going on there, where the problems may be.
Right.
I know he hit a big bomb in the World Series that looked like it was going to set the Dodgers up to shock the monster. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens this year. They're stacked. It's not like they don't have the talent. It's about whether the talent can execute in the big games. This is what it's about.
Chris, could you believe that the storyline of the 2019 Dodger season, the question or the headline is, Dodgers miss Puig?
Can you imagine?
I don't believe that.
And they may not. They may not.
Right.
If Hyun Jin Ryu regains form and he can pitch to contact and pitch his way out of situational problems, then they'll be fine. He kind of fell apart over the last month and a half of the season. And when you're in the playoffs, you're against the big boys, and pitching to contact isn't necessarily seems like what you need in this major league.
Man, why am I sitting here thinking maybe Seager's an answer, right? You didn't have
Seager. And I tell you what, Seager's been pushed to the back for Bellinger. And if you remember, before Seager hurts his arm and he had to go down for Tommy John,
he's the guy.
They are building the franchise around Corey Seager.
We'll see what happens tonight.
And I think he is a big-time ball player, actually.
We'll find out.
I mean, you need Clayton Kershaw to dominate.
But this
plain
is
and
why,
simple.
just to, I guess, put a button on it here, this is why it kills me that the Angels aren't in the playoffs. I would love to see Trout in a conversation like this.
And you know what? I agree.
I mean, it would be just amazing to see him. It's not.
Just wait until he's wearing pinstripes.
He's never going to wear pinstripes.
No, the Angels won't let him go. But at the same time,
they signed him forever. He's not going anywhere.
But at the same time, how do you keep winning MVPs and your team never makes the playoffs?
That's my point every year.
Well, he is the best player in Major League Baseball.
There's a difference between being the best player and being the MVP.
Preach.
I can be the MVP of the Rich Eisen show, but if nobody watches, it means nothing.
Well, first of all, bite your tongue. Secondly, let's come up with a different analogy that doesn't include not watching the Rich Eisen show, Omar.
My bad.
Can we please? No, I hear what you're saying.
You got to win. You got to get to the postseason. Now, he doesn't pitch the games, and anything that Mike Trout is a part of, he makes the team better. There's no doubt about that. But you have to win.
Okay, so we're talking Dodgers baseball with Omar Miller. Again, the Unicorns on tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS and CBS All Access. Are you one of the Laker fans that boos Kawhi Leonard because he chose the Clippers over the Lakers, or you not?
I've never been a Laker fan in my life. Oh, never once. You've never seen me don a Laker.
We knew that we liked you, Omar. We knew that you're one of our favorite
except for that
guests.
Red Sox hat. Me and you were on the same page.
We knew.
What happened there?
You know what? When I was a kid, I came up around the time where Magic Johnson totally and completely dominated the NBA. Mm-hmm. But around my age group, it was all about Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. So I was one of those kids who loved Michael Jordan. And that automatically puts you at odds with the Lakers and Magic Johnson. I recognize them as the best. And if I had to actually pick a team, I don't think any team that we've seen can run with those Showtime Lakers at all.
So you're not, do you have an NBA team or just you don't?
Oh, no. I mean, I follow the Clippers. And I've had season tickets for a while with Lob City, since Lob City. But I think I may be the bad luck charm. The good thing is I have to work tonight, so I won't be at Dodger Stadium. Maybe they'll pick up a win.
You're the cooler. Talk to him about that. See, the two of you guys are just lockstep. He's the cooler over there. Until the Red Sox won the World Series.
Last year,
the curse.
The curse of the year before. The Red Sox have won like 20 World Series in the last 15 years.
Me being at big games.
Oh,
I was on a run there.
Ask him who was at the LeBron beats the Celtics Game 7 in Boston. Ask him who was at that game.
That's you?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
I was at the Super Bowl 53.
Were you at the Lakers game in Game 7 when Kobe and Andrew Bynum and
No,
Pau Gasol?
I was watching with this idiot right here.
I'm an idiot.
I love it.
I actually was cheering against the Lakers with you.
And so you play the general manager of the Los Angeles Rams on Ballers, huh?
And you know what? Shout out, kudos to the Rams because they play along with it, which is really nice. I go to the games. They throw me on the Jumbotron. Last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago, Les Snead, the actual Rams GM, was on the show. And they play along with it. It's been a great job being on HBO's Ballers.
Well, the Rams understand what town that they're in right now. They're Hollywood, so they're just going to throw themselves into that whole mix.
I mean, wish they would throw themselves into the Todd Gurley mix because I drafted him high.
Same.
And I'd like them to give him the football. McVay, if you're listening, I mean, I'm sure I'll see you at the restaurants.
By the way,
just slide my man the ball.
McVay, if you're listening, he's trying to collude.
I'm trying to collude.
Sight.
This is
in plain sight.
President Zelensky.
We'll try and get Ukraine to get some touches for Gurley while we're at it. But no, I don't know. We were talking about it at the top of this hour. Like we don't. I think they're just maybe holding him back first 4 months. So the last 12 weeks are like the first 12 weeks last year.
That's what I think.
That might be the plan right now with Gurley.
I think that's the plan, but I don't think it's a good plan because, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers showed, if you don't give him the football, you will not get to those last 4 weeks where they matter. He's the key to opening up the game for Jared Goff at this point. Perhaps at some point Goff becomes the guy that he can play without the super solid running game. Mm-hmm. But until then, you have the man in the backfield. Give that man the ball. Stuff it down people's throat until they just can't take it anymore and they submit.
I think that's what they're going to try and do tonight. I really do.
Especially in the rain?
Well, especially also the play action works if you think Gurley's got the ball.
It only works if you think Gurley has the ball.
I mean, it works if Gurley runs it effectively, but they know that too. I mean, McVay knows more offense in the tip of his finger than most human beings do in their
myself included.
So before I let you go, Omar Miller, you and Cordry, you can only do stuff with Rob's and Ballers, Rob's and the Unicorn too.
Yeah, I mean, Rob's riding my coattails. I hate to bring this up on national television. Rob's a buddy of mine, but seriously, dude, get your own jobs.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, he's drafting on Omar Miller.
That's all
I can see that right now.
I'm Gurley. That's what it is.
What was it like on the last? I like it. What was it like on the last day of the set of Ballers for you?
You know what? It was anticlimactic. Because I was there and I was the only series regular there.
No kidding.
And the show has become really compartmentalized.
Sure.
And we aren't in the same group setting that we were when we were in Miami. And some people like it more, some people like it less. But it's a trip because I found out that was the last day that there wasn't one with all of us together at an inopportune time. I was like, all right, so that's it, huh? Cheers.
Hell of a run, though.
Great run. And you know what? Being on a piece of art that connects that cultural zenith of money and fame and celebrity in sports, it was something really special. This show has just allowed me to meet so many different people and access to so many different worlds.
That includes Glazer too, right? Jay Glazer.
That includes Glazer and Unbreakable.
You're mandated to like Jay would be upset if I didn't mention the fact that Jay was in Ballers. Like that's it.
Jay has submitted himself for several Emmys, and the submissions have come back for the Razzies. And he's high. He's up there. He's way up.
He's way up there. And the Unicorn is just a neat show. Again, it's about Walton Goggins plays Wade. He lost his wife a year prior to the show starting, and you play friends who are just trying to get him through life, and it's a nice, warm but funny. It's a pretty funny show that you get.
Yeah, and it's really honest. There's no laugh track or anything like that. It's us, and you'll have to make the verdict on whether or not you find stuff funny or heartwarming or whatever. And you know what? I think that if people give the show a shot, they'll be very, very happy that they did.
Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, and every Thursday night, CBS and CBS All Access. At Omar Miller on Twitter, at Omar Benson Miller on Instagram. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Come on back.
Whenever.
Come on back. Okay, come on back later on this year. Omar Miller right here on The Rich Eisen Show.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.